Hey guys, Colbert here. Welcome to another Racial Alliance video. Guys, I've got another one for you. All uncommons beating the Frost Spider at level 40 on the hard tower. So the Frost Spider, guys, is one that everyone says is the easiest one out of the four. And I kind of agree with that because she just doesn't cut it. At least at level 40, she doesn't cut it. She doesn't seem so menacing. Of course, once we reach the higher levels, we'll see how hard that spider is. And of course, progressing through the waves and then reaching the actual spider. That's when we actually realize, okay, she might actually be tough. But for this one, she's not that crazy. And I've actually beaten it with an commenting. You're going to see the run in just a bit. Let's go over her skills very quickly. Frost Spider attacks all enemies, plays a 50% decrease accuracy debuff for 2 turns. That's whatever. Then Katabatic wins, plays a block debuffs buff and a 100% heal reduction debuff for 2 turns on enemies under freeze debuffs. Then she also places a 30% decreased speed and a 50% decreased attack debuff on enemies that have no freeze debuffs. So she's kind of nasty if she has the accuracy to actually land those debuffs. But at level 40, she seems to not have the accuracy, which is weird because this is the hard tower. I would expect at least like 100 accuracy on the boss. I'm not sure because I've got the base of 80 resistance on everyone from the Great Hall, so that's probably where all my resists come from. And then absolute zero removes all buffs from enemies and attacks them. That's fine because I'm running a common, so there's no way to buff. And then 100% chance of placing a freeze debuff for 1 turn. The chance increases to 50% instead if Sorath is under an HP burn debuff. Fills Sorath's thermometer by 20% for each freeze debuff placed by the skill. Then she also has crazy passives like 20% chance to apply freeze when she is attacked. You cannot actually apply defense down and weaken if the spiralings are alive. There's a ton of stuff that this spider does, and the most important thing is that you need an HP burn on her once you kill her in order for her to stay dead. If you don't have that, then you need to go in there with the block revive champion, and then she also has the base stats like stun, freeze, sleep, provoke, block cooldown skills, fear, and true fear immunity. So there's that. And also, let's see, our team here is kind of weird. You probably never seen me use. You probably seen me use them, but not really use them all the time. Champions like Commander, where she has a very good heal, heals the ally with the lowest HP by 40% of this champion's HP. So I have her with a ton of HP. Completely fills the target's thermometer if the ally is fully healed. This champion's thermometer cannot be filled with this skill. It's fine. She can heal whoever goes low. We've got Elf Guard and, of course, Army Gear there for that thermometer reduction. And Army Gear is there also for the block revive to kill the boss. We also have Wind Talker there for the decreased accuracy and the increased defense and also max HP heal. Pretty good there. And, of course, Shield Guard. I put him in there because I wanted to go through the waves and actually have a stun for the waves. But apparently, I didn't really need it. The waves are not that menacing. But he is the one that actually helps beat down the waves because of that huge AoE that he does. He gets extra turns. That's how it works. And the gear that I have on them, guys, is this. Let's go very quickly and see this. The gear is Commander with speed. Then we go Wind Tucker with Relentless. The same thing with Army Gear and Elf Guard. Relentless is like King. Their masteries is, of course, everyone has the War Master mastery. And I think Commander does not have it. She's got the one that gives her 25% perimeter when somebody drops low. Actually, in this run, I think nobody dropped low. And then Wind Tucker doesn't even have masteries, but Elf Guard does, Armor Guard does, of course, and Shield Guard does. So yeah, Shield Guard has a War Master. Armor Guard doesn't have it. He's got Hell Smasher instead. So getting started with the run, of course, you're gonna see, guys, that this is a very fast speed because it will be boring for you guys to actually see the whole thing. You see that the enemies are not really strong, 125 level, so we don't get really hurt here. We do get those extra turns with the Relentless sets, and it really helps to make this faster. Of course, getting extra turns, reducing your cooldowns. We reach the boss at 1 minute or so, and it's just great. And then after this is just smacking around the boss. And you're gonna see that the boss tries to apply debuffs on me. He does apply them, but many times we do get some resists. So you see there, we got a ton of resists, and we try to reduce the thermometer of the boss constantly, but we don't have so much decreased thermometer. If I didn't put Shield Guard in there, I put another Armor Gear, or instead of elf guard, another army gear, like 2 army gears would be perfect for this, but I don't want to use dupes all the time. It just becomes repetitive. I know I love army gear, but he's there in my lead. He's the one that kills the spider eventually, and yeah, that's where I focus it. And you see how slow this goes, guys. If it wasn't for army gear doing those max HP hits of around 300,000, then it would have been like a 25-minute run, I'm guessing. I don't know, 20 minutes at least. The thing is, we cannot apply a defense down if the small spider is alive, and we don't really have, I don't have an uncommon with a defense down, although there is one that applies a 60% defense down. I don't think it really deserves a spot. So you see here, we get a bit low, around 50% on everyone, but there's Commander there for the big heals, and there's also Wind Tucker for the heals as well. Whenever those guys get their turns and they don't have their cooldowns used, then they can fill out the team back again. And of course, if Wind Tucker gets healed by Commander, he gets an extra turn basically. So they both go very well together in keeping a team alive. And of course, since this spider boss does not hit for that much, we can take a couple of hits with no real, huge repercussion. We also have a small decreased attack debuff applied from Elf Guard, so that kind of helps with the attacks. So you're gonna see that the boss drops low here at around 6 minutes, but there's a huge problem with this, guys. It's a huge problem because you're gonna see Armiger and what he does. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. So you're gonna see Armiger there go for the kill. Literally go for the kill. Wait, is it now? No, it's not now. Wait. And you see, guys, he went in there for the kill. He barely left her alive. Then he got an extra turn from Relentless, of course, went in there with the A1, the default skill. And we had to go over the whole thing again. So the thing just goes on for a few minutes. And then we eventually get it. It could potentially go for way longer because you do not have control of who gets that final hit. But usually, if Armiger goes and does his A2, he will do the most amount of damage between all the characters. So that's when your biggest hope is that he is the one doing the big hits in, and especially the other ones that don't have War Master, like Commander or Wind Tucker, they just can't do any damage really. I think Wind Tucker in the end had 60,000, I think, HP. So yeah, that was weird. So is he getting low? Yeah, she's getting low. We're under 50%. Armiger is doing his thing. Guys, I swear, if this wasn't 3x speed, you would be so bored right now. But it's a fun team. It's a fun little team, getting my uncommons out, trying them in the hard tower, and seeing that they can actually work. I wonder at which stage we'll find that it's impossible. I think stage 70 maybe or so will be impossible, depending on the resistance that enemies have. I'm going to check out that Google Sheet and be sure there. So it's going to be Armiger here. There you go, 12 minutes. Come on, Armiger. There we go. And we finally get the kill. And that's it, guys. So guys, thanks a lot for watching this video. I'm not sure when the big hard waves are gonna start. I did check, that Google Sheet that's around showing all the stages, but didn't really put too much attention to it because I'd rather see it when it eventually comes. So the next 10 is tomorrow, and so on and so on. By the weekend, I should be at around stage 80 or so, and that's when the real difficulty will be coming. Of course, the stage 120 is expected to be impossible, but we'll see who manages to clear it and who does cheese it. Or so I expect many people are going to cheese it, because if you've noticed, the global ranking so far, it's been crazy. At least well, this one doesn't really count. I mean, each specific stage rankings is cheesed because of all those end game accounts, and just going in there. The scratch actually getting that 11 seconds with this Tila team actually, so that's insane. Well, anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like down below, subscribe if you haven't already. And guys, I also have a second game called Warlord Doe. There's a link down in the description. Check it out if you've never played that kind of game, because I think you might like it. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!